she is a parenting coach who is amazing, and we've been talking so much about sibling rivalry today. This is coming perfectly for me because I have two boys who constantly fight, and I think that any parent who has more than one child can relate to this video because sometimes it gets out of hand, and sometimes they fight too much. And I really want to know, is there such a thing for siblings to fight too much?
I think there is a point where fighting becomes excessive, and parents probably know that point where they're just fed up with it. Right, yeah. And there are a couple of reasons why fighting can happen more often. So a couple of those reasons are parents will come in and be the judge in a situation, and it can actually aggravate the competition and aggravate the rivalry. The other thing is labeling. When we label one child the aggressor and one child the victim, and we think we know what happened in a situation.
Happens in my house. I always run and protect my younger child.
Okay, and so are you a younger sibling?
Yes.
Okay, so that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And that increases sibling rivalry.
Right.
So instead of coming into a situation where you're saying, how come you hit your younger brother? That's not acceptable. You always do this. That's really labeling them the aggressor. So a great tool in that moment is noticing.
Okay.
So if we just shift it from when we come in thinking that we know what's just happened, come in as a neutral party and notice.
Even if you've been listening from the other
Absolutely,
room.
especially when you've been listening. Because that's when our emotions get tied into our reaction.
Yeah.
Which
How
we
could
don't
you?
want.
Stop hitting your little brother.
Stop it! I've had enough.
Yeah.
And you've sort of gone from here where I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to stay out of it. I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Come in as a neutral party.
Yeah.
And notice. Great parenting tool on a number of levels.
Okay. Yeah.
I notice that toy was thrown across the room. I saw that happen. Okay, that's just noticing.
Yeah.
That's not making a judgment about it. Seems as though you're having some trouble sharing. And then wait and see what they say. And usually what happens is one of them will say, oh, so-and-so hit me, and maybe step it up even a little bit more to make mommy feel sad for them, and then the big brother's going to get in trouble.
Right.
So being a neutral party and understanding that we can help our kids communicate with each other a little bit better by having our body language also be neutral.
Don't come closer to the younger child and protect them and hug them. What happened here? Or go to the older child and be like, why are you doing this? Just stand kind of in Switzerland.
Yes.
Right?
Neutral territory. Totally. Neutral territory.
I love that.
And use that noticing tool. It's highly effective.
Right.
And give them the words if they're really young or if they're not responding. Tommy, it looks like you really wanted that toy. So what would you like to say to your brother? And if there's dead silence and a blank stare, that's also okay. The aim is to give them the words down the road so that they actually can have a loving relationship.
You're teaching them.
Yes.
As opposed to getting immediate results. Just keep doing it.
It's about being consistent. It's about giving them the tools. It's about not judging who did what and who's wrong and who's right.
I think often parents, we want a tool. We want a tool. We watch this video and we're like, give me that one tool that will fix all of my problems. But what you're saying is that it doesn't happen that way. There is no one tool. Whatever's going on, you need to invest in it and teach them.
Great word, investment. And if I were to give parents a couple of things to invest in, one of them would be a respectful relationship with your partner. Your children are watching that relationship like hawks. If you have an argumentative, aggressive relationship with your partner, that is how they will understand relationships work.
So that's huge for their fighting style.
That is investment number one. Absolutely. There's definitely no labeling. Don't compare kids. Your child will say, you love so-and-so more than you love me.
Yeah.
And in those situations, really focus on that child who's talking to you. That's another great tool. Do not bring the other child into it. You do not love them equally. They are different human beings.
Right.
No, I love you because you're you, and you are the only you.
Right. And then they won't feel like they have to fight with each other in order to get that love from you. Right. So how do you feel about, I've heard a lot about just let them be. Just let them figure it out on their own, because I've heard that a lot. And I would love to sit back with my cup of coffee and just hear them rip each other apart upstairs. but I feel like I can't do it.
Well, I think checking in with how we're feeling in that moment can be really useful. So if we feel annoyed, the goal of their fighting might actually be attention, our attention.
Like if you hear them whining and man, you know it's all about the attention. You can leave it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today and talking to me about sibling rivalry. If you want to subscribe on Facebook, you can do that as well for a lot of other parenting advice. So thank you so much for joining me.
That just doesn't seem to go away. We just cannot get this stomach to be flat. I'm going to show you 3 exercises that I think will help you get a flatter stomach.